me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. Let rain fall, let rain
And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stan Salter, along with our odds maker, Keith Fustel, here on a brisk Friday morning to get you ready for the four-day race weekend. The sun's coming out, so that's good. No rain. It's clear skies ahead of us, and what a big race weekend we have here today, tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday. Four-day race weekend. Don't forget about Mondays now for the rest of the year. First race post time today. Sunday and Monday will be 12:30, but for the big day tomorrow, we'll have a special 12 noon post time tomorrow for Ben's Cat Day. Keith, how are you?
I'm doing well. A little chilly, a little brisk. It hit us kind of quick here. Just jumped up on us, and all of a sudden, we're kind of got the shivers out here on the
shivers. Yeah, it's blowing in a cold northwest cold front blowing in from Canada. Really supposed to come in later this afternoon and into the weekend, but no rain today and tomorrow. We'll have clear skies ahead. Let's show you the big day we have for you tomorrow. We're going to celebrate the life and legacy of the Maryland-bred champion, Ben's Cat, four-time Maryland-bred horse of the year. We're going to give you a free Ben's Cat bobblehead, a free Ben's Cat poster, autograph session with the Hall of Famer King Leatherberry and all Ben's Cat's jockeys, drink specials, and more. And, oh, by the way, a great card featuring 6 stake races tomorrow.
Yeah, a really good card assembled by the racing office and stakes coordinator Coley Blind. Everybody in there, hats off to you. Did a great job. And some of these fields, competitive-wise, quality-wise, it's like a mini Preakness card almost with some of these stakes races. A very strong card.
Field's big enough for you? 14 horse fields after 14 horse fields.
Making me work.
Yeah, stake races, the stakes totaling almost $600,000 for another Super Saturday. We've had luck we've had luck all fall long with our big Super Saturdays, and we have another one coming for you this Saturday. Couple carryovers tomorrow here to kick off the race weekend. Don't sleep on these. We'll have the Rolling Super High Five carryover, a little shy of $2,000. That's going to start in the opener with that low 15% takeout, and then you have the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 starting race 4 today. A little over 1,900. That starts race 4. No carryover in late pick 5, but as always, an industry low in both the early and late pick 5. I know you have an early pick 4 ticket, Keith. I have a late pick 4 ticket. The multi-race wager has been very strong here the past couple
They've
weekends.
been very strong. We did have a slew of chalk way back on Monday.
Right.
I mean, maybe we can get out of that trend. I think the last race might have been the only double-digit winner. Scott Lake Trainee crossed the line, I think, at $24 or so. Card today, a little tricky. Like I say, we're off the turf. I couldn't really come up with a couple big prices along the way. We're going to try to chip away some medium prices.
We'll come up with something. I see Jose Barnes named on a couple live long shots today. Let's show you the track conditions. We're off the turf today, but that's okay. The field's held together pretty well. We didn't get decimated with too many scratches today, so let's show you everything. Let's show you the weather, the track, and everything. Off the turf, there's the dirt track. Will be a main fast track, and how do you think it'll be playing today?
Well, we'll just wait and see. And the outside flow has been pretty good when this track is fast. We saw the last couple race days with the moisture in the track when it was kind of between sloppy and muddy. Kind of anywhere on the racetrack was okay.
Right.
And the speed, closer, you name it, any style kind of work. But this afternoon, I'm still going to hedge towards the outside flow of the racetrack. And there we go, 40s, crisp and breezy. That's a perfect word, crisp, no doubt. Need those leaves to get crisp up so I can kind of get them out of the yard. I got a slew of those to get rid of.
Too wet to rake up.
Too wet to rake. I just want to mulch them up. Yeah.
Mulch them up.
Yep,
all right, let's get right to it here in race 1. Race 1 will have that Rolling Super High Five carryover today, $1,959. It's going to start here in race 1 with that low 15% takeout. Rolling Super High Five. If they don't hit it here in race 1, if they don't hit it here in the opener, it'll carry over to, let's see, we have 7 in the we have 7 in the second race. So if they don't hit it here in the opener, it'll carry over to the second race. So check that out. Rolling Super High Five action in the opener. Also, race 1 kicks off the early pick 5 mandatory payout on that early pick 5 with an industry low 12% takeout. Let's take a look here at the first race. Going a flat mile on the main track. Maiden claiming 25,000 for 2-year-old fillies, and I go with the 4 Lulus on the move for trainer Hammy Smith. 2-year-old filly by Patty O'Prado. A good second last out. She didn't like the turf very much in her debut, but a good second in her dirt debut last out at this level, going 7 furlongs. She came from off the pace, just got beat a whisker.
Yeah.
Looks like she's going to like the extra furlong today for Hammy Smith and jockey Alex Centron.
Yeah, extra distance shouldn't hurt her chances at all. One thing negative, I didn't like the way she kind of lapped on that other horse last time out. Queen to Checkmate just couldn't quite get by, was denied through the stretch. But, yeah, a little extra ground, by Patty O'Prado out of St. Liam there. I go to the other Hammy, the higher price, the lower priced Hammy. Usually I like the higher price angle stand. But Grease Lightning looks awfully good. Yeah. The blinkers went on last time on the turf. Really not any strong turf breeding, for Grease Lightning. A little surprised at the move. Back to the dirt, a little drop. It scares me, but, Gory, they get these horses at bargain basement prices. This is the right spot for Grease Lightning. First blinkers on the dirt. You go back to the 2-back try. It was good. Theodosia came back to win an allowance, albeit not that fast. But the final time, 138-4, you carry it out. It's quicker than Drops and Buckets, right? A key horse that came back to win, who beat the other favorite, Northern Street Legal, the 2-horse in this race. Northern Street Legal. Street Gal, I should say, adds the blinkers for Gary Contessa. It looks like the pace, the one to catch in the opener.
Yeah, I like the 8. I'll use that runner in my exacta. The Hall of Famer Edgar Prado had a couple heads-up wins last weekend, so Prado riding very well. He takes the call here on the 8. We both like that runner. The 2 you mentioned, beaten favored the last 2 tries, but tries the blinkers go back on today.
Yeah.
For Gary Contessa.
Yeah, my little price shot maybe to use underneath. I wish this horse would have had the race under its belt. Capstone Lady didn't run too bad. They went pretty quick early. Was used to keep fairly close to the pace. Dropped back a little on the turn. Came again slightly late. Stretching out by Painter out of a St. Jovite mare. All the siblings did better, going a little bit longer. Miss Saffron, second place finisher out of the October 20th race, came back to run another good second.
All right, so maiden 25, 2-year-old fillies to kick things off there in the opener. Let's take a look here. Race 2 to kick off the early pick 4. I know you like the early pick 4 today, Keith. Let's take a look at your ticket.
Yeah, we'll take a stab. And the key is going to try to beat the heavy favorite in race 3. I'm going to try to beat that Larry Jones favorite. Starting it out, race 2, 3 deep, the 3, 4, and 8. 3 deep again in the third, 1, 4, 7. Trying to beat the heavy fave. Race 4, 6, 13, and 15. Tough little race right there, even coming off the turf. That was a tricky race. I wish it could have gone a little bit deeper. Finishing it up in the 5th with the 9 and the 10. I think that race falls apart on the front end. The closers will get it done in race 5, the 9 and the 10.
All right, it's a nice little early sequence here in the early pick 4. It's a nice group of maiden 2-year-old fillies there in race 3 going 2 turns. Let's take a look here, though, at the second race. 25,000 starter allowance going 7 furlongs on the main track here. We have a video spotlight of the 4, Stay Home. This was his good-looking win, going 7 furlongs here at Laurel Park back on September 24th. This 3-year-old son of Stay Thirsty, a perfect 3 for 3, going 7 furlongs for trainer Kieran McGee.
Got in the best part of the track and really was into the bit the whole way and moved to the lead at will in about the 3 path. Shaking up really hard through the last 1/8 of a mile. Maybe a slight premature move, but holds on for dear life. Goes ahead and beats Gold Braid, who's a 5-time winner. 3rd place finisher Stadium, came back to win an allowance. Stay Home, a 3-time winner versus a lot of these horses. Only run 2, maybe 1 race on the dirt. Going to be awfully tough to beat. I'll try to take a slight upset shot with the 8, Bo Vuk. Didn't run all that terribly. Was taken well back on the grass last time out. Has run well fresh before. Go back to some of those sprints and kind of hedging towards the wintertime in 2016 behind Sora Onoko, Court and a Song. Those races are good enough, and you look at the internals, 46-1, 47-1, laid fairly close, within 4 or 5 lengths. I don't think this horse needs to be that far back like he was on the turf last time out. Wish the 2 would have stayed in. Maybe I applied a little more pressure to the 3, Professor Snape, for Linda Rice, who looks like the speed. But I think Stay Home's not going to let that one get too far away on the front end. So Bo Vuk, Stay Home to get it done. If they leave the 3 alone, could be gone, but Linda Rice, she's having a tough go of it. The last 6 months at Laurel, 3 for 27.
Hard to believe.
Where all she did was
earlier.
win.
Right.
Now now they're few and far between.
I almost picked the 8 Bovuk on top. This horse was a nice closing sprinter last year, and that last race I think was purely a practice race
Okay.
to get him ready to close for this 7-furlong race today. So I think the 8 Bovuk set up for a big race. I almost picked them on top. I just think the 4 and the 3 too tough. But you mentioned the slump, Linda Rice, and see if she can get over the hump today. Professor Snape with Caramanos looks well meant there in the second race. All right, let's turn the page here. Race 3, we're going a mile in a 16th. Maiden claiming 40,000 for 2-year-old fillies. I love when these 2-year-olds start going longer. That's when you start seeing the real nice 2-year-olds. I go with the 3 on top here. I couldn't get away from the 3-5 favorite here for trainer Larry Jones, 2-year-old filly by Proud Citizen. Yeah, she was the beaten favorite last out up there at Delaware, but she had a little traffic there in the stretch. She checked heels late, so see if she can get a clean trip today with Brian Pedroza aboard. She has that foundation under her with having that route race under her belt up there at Delaware. Larry Jones having a good meet down, bringing these Delaware shippers down here.
Yeah, he's done well. I mean, my negative just now kind of a quick maybe of give up. She wasn't really accelerating late last time as well. I thought, she would have kind of rolled by the horses at the top of the stretch, and, the rider, Pedroza, was into her. By the time they hit the quarter pole, she never really accelerated. The leaders kind of came back. She got in some traffic late. Didn't kind of pulled her up pretty quick after the wire, too. Right. Really didn't kind of let her gallop out. Not so sure. So they're going to drop her. I'm going to try to beat her in the early pick 4. Top selection, the 7 Avia. It's just a second-time out angle for Gary Capuano. A little stumble at the break and debut. Stayed inside for a while, then shifted out wide. Didn't really kick on. Steamy Hot, though, ran awfully fast. A 65 buyer. Second out angle really here, just trying to beat the favorite. Gary Cap does well with these kind of horses. The 1 is a possible speed factor. And Irish Access, here we come back to Tim Keefe out of that mare. Access Fee, kind of leaning all sprint when you really look at it. But go back to the debut run. It wasn't too bad on the 16th. Steamy Hot, who came back to gallop, was 7th in that race. So she was in front of Steamy Hot. She's just kind of keying up horses, looking for a little bit better value in race 3. 7-4-1-3.
We both like the 4. I think she has a couple races under her belt. Now she's stretching out. She's been keeping some tough company. Enchanted Star in her debut, and then Pearl Gem in her second race. So Fergal Lynch gets aboard today for trainer Timmy Keefe. We both like the 4, the 1 a little bit as well here. This outfit, man, are they cold. You look at these stats here. It's 241 starters. I don't mean to beat them up. 9 wins, 4% win percentage from a too large of a sampling. So this barn, Mejia, a little cold here at Laurel.
Tough guy to line.
Yeah.
Tough barn outfit to line because they jump up and run big races, and then they don't run them back. I mean, and you're sitting there, well, how's the public going to kind of really gauge this, right? They don't usually kind of, bet the horses, but draws the rail, might be the speed. Maybe Ivania will go ahead and press, but I think this horse needs to get off the inside to do its best running. But, yeah, real kind of a head-scratcher of an outfit when you're dealing with betting and making the line.
All right, let's get a quick commercial break. When we come back, carry over in that pick 6, a little over 1,900. We'll take a look at that right after this. All right, welcome back today at the races presented by Fidelity First. Keith Fustel, Stan Salter live here by the historic Laurel Park paddock, getting you ready for the race weekend. Nice little carryover building in that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6, $1,909. It starts in race 4 today. Take a look. Race 4 also kicks off the middle pick 4. I have a late pick 4 ticket coming up in race 6. Let's take a look here at the 4th race. Claiming 5,000, filly mares 3 and up, wide open condition, going 5.5 furlongs on the main track. This race taken off the turf as we're off the turf today, and I go to the far outside. This horse draws in off the AE in this same scenario last time for the 15 Mineralistic against Open 15,000 company. 2 starts ago, going 5.5 furlongs here at Laurel Park. A nice win that day with Alex Centron aboard. Centron gets back aboard today for trainer Paul McClellan. I'll go with the 15 Mineralistic on top.
Kind of a rematch. You know, the October 16th race with Southern Peach. There's plenty of speed. Vavotsky will go out with speed. Chris's Persona, no more excuses. Plenty of early foot to give a target to these closers, the 6 Southern Peach and Mineralistic. I think the road goes through one of these two, maybe even the 13 Dancidene. You know, she's back to her track that she really likes. She can kind of gut it out, too. She's on the better part of the track.
Right.
She might be the one that just kind of forces the issue the whole way and survives. I just don't know if the other horses to the inside of her will survive this speed. But Dancidene, certainly back at Laurel, can hold on for a piece. I will throw her in my early pick 4 ticket.
You got the 6 on top. What number is dancing today? I'm lost here.
I've got
All right,
Southern Peach on top.
Okay, you got
for
right.
Dale Cap.
All right.
Yeah, I like Southern Peach coming out of that same race on the 16th. I remember that day. It was like whoever was widest just did better.
Right.
Mineralistic just was a little bit further out and got the job done. I'll stay with the consistency of Dale Capano right now, the way that barn is rolling right along.
Yeah, they are rolling.
Yep.
26% here at the fall meet for Dale Cap. I almost I kind of went with the 15 with thinking of the outside might be the better part of the racetrack here. The 2 no more excuse is going to be speed from the inside.
Yeah.
Acosta, so I wonder if he's going to stay down there on the inside or try to float a little wide there on the 2 no more excuses. All right, let's turn the page here. Race 5 to kick off. The late pick 5, no carryover today, but as always, that industry low 12% takeout, and the late pick 5 starts right here in race 5, going 6 furlongs, claiming 5,003 and up. Never won 2 lifetime, and I go with the 2. Speak to him, Charlestown shipper here for trainer Gregory Vines. Luis Bautista rides this horse, has early speed, been second to last 3 starts with good numbers out there at Charlestown. Now takes a little bit of a drop here, not too big of a drop from that level to this level. Hopefully Bautista can have the show that early speed and get out to the better part of the racetrack.
Looks awfully quick early, but where's he been is my question, and maybe a slightly inflated numbers at Charlestown. He's going to have to work for this if he's going to get it done, and I think he's going to draw play considerably just right off of those last 2 numbers, the 60, the 52, the 54. They all work when you kind of glance at this field. It kind of looks like a stand. I couldn't make this horse a strong favorite when doing a line stand. And his horse could drop a little bit below the 3-1, in which I have him. Another race, I think there's a lot of speed. There's not a lot of finish into race 5. 9, Charlie's Darling, will be the top selection for Linda Albert. Haven't seen this horse since February of 2017. Transferred into Linda Albert's barn. The 6-year-old, he's 1 for 16. He's been away, but why are they bringing him back?
Right.
Obviously, I think he must be training fairly forwardly. They get to protect him with the waiver. I think the race falls into his lap. You look back, some of the companies, Irish Handcuffs has come back. He's run okay in some of these races. Bo Vuk, he ran up behind him 3 or 4 lengths.
Right.
I don't see anybody surviving at 6 furlongs. 5.5 maybe, but 6, I think it's going to be right up his alley. Chief Tarhi, another one. The 2-back tried good, a little flattening at 7. 6 is the right move for Chief Tarhi. Both of these two take the circling route and get it done. If any of the speeds kind of hold there, I like the 350s music. I thought he ran pretty good. Inside horses last time against the grain of the racetrack. Didn't give away too much late. The key, he's got to show he can rate, because I don't know if he's as quick as some of these, and I don't think he wants to get in a duel. If he can kind of sit, get to the outside and make one move, he can be a factor.
I'll give you a closer in there. The 4, Lay It On, with my new favorite long shot rider, Jose Barnes, aboard the 6-year-old son of Flatter for trainer Tom Michaels. Didn't run very well last out, was wide. Finished with a little interest there at 75-1. Now second race back off that freshening. The jock has confidence now, Jose Barnes. So maybe coming late there with a long shot. The 4, Lay It On, and a wide open nickel 2 life. All right, late pick 4 time here in race 6. It's a nice first level allowance contest for 2-year-old fillies going a flat mile on the main track to kick off that late pick 4. I have a ticket. Let's take a look. A $32 ticket. I'm going to go 4 deep here in race 6. It's a nice allowance race. My top pick is the 7 going out, who has entered main track only for trainer Michael Matz, but I'll use the 1 The 1-4 and the 5 as well there in the 6th race to kick things off. Going 4 deep there in race 7. That's a beaten nickel 3/4 on the main track, using a 10, 12, 13, and 14. And then race 8's a nice first level allowance contest with a ton of speed in that race. I think there's a whole lot of speed, and there's only one closer in that race, and that's the 2, Miner's Quest with Alex Centron. I'll use the 7, Lewis Field, who just ran a big number here at Laurel Park, and then going 2 deep there in the finale. The 3 is a big price there for Hammy Smith. Looks like Simon at 12-1. And then the 9, Sensational Notion with Jose Barnes aboard the 9 there in the finale. So $32 ticket for me here in the late pick 4. Let's take a look here. It's one of the features of the day to kick off the late pick 4. It's a nice first-level allowance contest for 2-year-old fillies going a flat mile, and Michael Matz entered the 7 going out. Main track only, 2-year-old filly by Tappet. So well-bred, homebred for Augustin Stable. A decent debut on the turf at Delaware. Just got beat a whisker. Then went down to Keeneland against a tough maiden special weight field, going a mile on the main track. That race came off the turf, but a good-looking win there. 63 buyer gets Edwin Gonzalez to ride here. No rider changes on the 7 here, right? I didn't have
anything yet.
Okay, so Edwin Gonzalez on the 7 going out. My top pick here in race 6.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen this race. It's a shame if it stayed on the turf. You got this Layla Nora. I'm still going to stay with her as my top selection. Only beaten 4 lengths behind Rushing Fall, who came back to win the juvenile fillies, Breeders' Cup juvenile fillies on the grass. Layla Nora, first time Lasix on the dirt. And I think she comes out of a stronger race back in July in that dirt race in her debut, July 27th. 5th, only beaten 8 lengths. Then the 7's race at Keeneland where the 7 won. I think this, they're keeping this horse on the dirt for a reason. I think she's training probably okay over it. She's going to be fine. You go back out of that race on July 27th. The 4th place finisher was 3rd to Caledonia Road, who ran good, Breeders' Cup Day. And I think another horse might have come out of there. No, that same horse came back to run a 77, winning the maiden up in New York last time out. So Layla Nor, turf or dirt. Now we're going to do it on the dirt. I think she gets the job done in race 6.
And I was wrong about the rider of the 7 going out. Make the rider Edgar Prado. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Edgar Prado, the Hall of Famer, rides the 7 going out. So, all right, 7-1 for me, 1-7 for Keith there in race 6. Nice allowance contest. Let's take a look here at the 7th race, the bread and butter horse racing. An old-fashioned beaten nickel going 3/4 on the main track. Big field here in race 7 to kick off the final pick 3 of the day. I'll go with the 10, Tomo Chachi on top here. 4-year-old by Jumpstart for trainer Donnie Barnes. Really gotten in good form the last 3 starts. Even that little turf sprint on a yielding turf back in August was a decent effort. Then a couple good seconds at this level recently. The horse overall 7 for 13 in the money here at Laurel. 2-time winner. Should get a nice outside trip with Angel Cruz.
I'm going to take, the Iron Bank, the 4, not an angle I usually use, does jump a condition. But keys up against the right horse the way Sky Chaparral has been running. I think there's enough flow in here, and the Iron Bank has learned to really kind of rate and relax off the pace. Right. I know Hamilton jumps off, goes to Papa Portmore. We're going to get Cintron. I'll deal with that, and I think Iron Bank can kind of rate somewhere from mid-pack and sustain at 6 furlongs.
All right, has been running good numbers, but I overlooked the horse. I saw Hamilton. He jumps to the 12, Papa Portmore. I'll use that one at the bottom of my picks. The 14, Humboldt Street, a good-looking 5-year-old by 2 punch. He had a good-looking win last out. I think this horse going in the right direction right now for Dale Cab. Hasn't been off the board in his every start this year. Hasn't been off the board, so. Yeah. Having a nice 5-year-old campaign, gets Jevion Toledo, will have speed on the outside of the track.
Yeah, and I would not dismiss the 11. Gary Cap's runner, Rumbling Kyle. I know Gary Cap's usually better second time out or second off a little bit of a layoff, but his company that he kept prior to the layoff, going back to last spring, much better, I think, than what these horses have kind of been running against. He could settle and make a big sweeping move in race 7.
All right, the 15 A Max does draw in off the AE and runs. All right, let's take a look here. Race 8, nice first level allowance contest for 3 and up, going 6 furlongs on the main track. Yeah, I think a ton of speed in here. The 1, Dancing with Maud, has speed. The 4, Sir Douglas, might be another nice claim for Farrier, but that horse hasn't won in a long time. The 5 looks like a nice claim for Farrier. He's had a couple first off the claim wins here with these horses he's claimed from Keeneland. But the 5 Spirit Grabber with speed, the 6 Jolly's Calling with speed, and the 7 Lewisfield going to be your favorite has speed. So I think a lot of speed, and I think the 2 Miners Quest we'll show you that. Let's show you the Lewisfield video here. Keith's top pick, but I think there's a lot of speed. I think it sets it up for the 2 Miners Quest.
Yeah, Miners Quest coming back to the dirt, certainly close. But Lewisfield, he's kind of been a different animal. The blinkers went on a big jump in the Byers from his second career start to his third. This was his third career start where he kind of just sat outside of Victory Chimes, a heavy favorite. Lewisfield at 10-1 that day, was really focused, was keen to go on every step of the way. And when Boca Chica said go with the 3/16, this horse really responded, kicked away clear by 3 1/4. Biggest question, who did he beat? Right. Wasn't the strongest fields. Victory Chimes have been running okay for the 25,000, but making this kind of move in the numbers, a little freshening to get off of that big race is good. Was entered in scratch out of the Maryland Million Sprint handicap. It was probably the right move. I think Lewisfield can get it done right back. Got through the state bred A other than condition. I think gets through the regular one right now. Dancing with Maul will be used early from the inside. I think he just sits off of that one and goes. We'll have to look out. Miners Quest definitely should be rallying, Stan.
Yeah, he had some. The Miners Quest has run some big races before on the dirt. I remember Wolfendale claimed this horse off Grand Motion a long time ago. He's become a real nice turf sprinter recently, but he's run some big races on the dirt before. So I just think he gets a nice setup. Lewisfield, I don't think he wanted any part of Blue Moon Ace in the sprint, in the Maryland Million Sprint. Yeah, they do. They picked the right spot here. That was just a big number last out. He snuck in here 10-1, didn't he, Jeff?
Yes, he did. You look at the time, 109-2. I think the other race was 108-3. The Francis Dash or whatever. Yeah, the Francis Dash on the same day.
Right.
On the 16th was 108-3 with Chublicious Blue Moon Ace in that race.
Right.
And Whitmore. So. Yeah, compare that to those salty, stakes runners. That's a solid time.
Yeah, he should get a nice trip with that speed on the outside. So nice first level allowance contest here in the 8th race. Let's take a look. Race 9, maiden 25,000, 3-year-olds and upward, going 5.5 furlongs. We have a stat here on trainer Hammy Smith. He has a couple horses in here. Oh, he has a first time. Yeah, he has 2 in here. The 3 looks like Simon, and a first-time starter on the outside. The 10, Kappa Trappa.
Yeah, maybe I overlooked looks like Simon, Stan, coming off. Haven't seen this horse since May. But Sassy Love, little flyer here in the nightcap for Ham Smith. It's Koopa Troopa. My bad. I'm talking about the mare. Yeah, the horse's name was Koopa.
Dan was Sassy Love. Won the Geisha here.
Yeah. Anyhow, that was my fault, guys. So yeah, we're talking about Koopa Troopa, not the mother, Sassy Love. And this stat is for Hammy Smith. Over the past 2 years, Hammy is 3 for 14 and 7 for 14 in the money with 3-year-old first-time starters on the dirt in maiden claiming events. The ROI, $4.57. So yeah, that stat was for the 10 Koopa Trooper for trainer Ham Smith.
And this is a homebred for Dr. Michael Harrison. They owned and they bred and campaigned Sassy Love, so they kept the mare. They bred her. This colt has a couple older siblings that have one. He's by this colt by Cowboy Cow. There's some nice works on the work tab. Should get a nice trip on the outside. I used the horse in my top 3, but how about the 9, Sensational Notion? A good rally in second last out at this level. Gets Jose Barnes today for trainer Amanda Rawlings. I think at a decent price, under the radar connections here. This horse been right there on the last few races. I think at a good price, the 9's going to be rallying late.
That's your jock, right, Jose?
Jose Barnes. Okay. He likes winning. He likes to rally and win the last.
Yeah, the 8 Homer Haps, I do believe, will be the favorite, especially with the 6 horse Scratch. Claudio's horse Gato Dolce comes out. The 8 Homer Haps ran a big race in debut last year, this time of year, October of 2016, at Delaware behind Running Mate. You see the third-place finisher, Hot Shot Kid. That was an awfully loaded field. I think Hot Shot Kid has come back to win a couple state-bred races. Running Mate is stakes place. I think he's running in the lower 90s. He's not meeting those kind of horses today as Homer Haps. He came back after that race, was in tight. Irish War Cry, Dancing with Maud. Class relief for the 8. Bullet Work at Pimlico. Looks like they might go ahead and sell him today, maybe off the long layout, but they mean business. Chiapi for Lake. Going to come down and be awfully tough. That is the 8 Homer Haps.
The Hall of Famer with a sneaky good horse in here, maybe the 7 Meet Darlin Chessie, trained by King Leatherberry. And I had Leatherberry on the radio last night. He said the debut was going a half mile at Timonium. He ran okay there. And then his second start, he got loose in the post parade. They had to scratch him.
Mhm.
So then that race on November 3rd, that was his third time coming over to the races, and he showed some early speed on a yielding turf course that day. Now gets back to the dirt. Taking a little drop here to the maiden 25 with the X-Man. Maybe the 7, Me Darlin' Chessie by Great Notion could wake up here for Leatherberry.
Yeah, could be on the engine or sit just outside. The other speeds maybe to the inside. There we go with the one again. We talked about Mejia with Into Belief. Where did that race come from?
Right.
And now a drop.
Right.
What do you do? A real good effort last time out. Just led to very, very late and set pretty honest fractions.
Right.
But the guy, you look at the percentages.
Yeah.
You hate to get beat by him.
Tough to use, yeah.
Yeah.
So, all
There
right.
it is.
Well, they're out there working on the dirt course right now, making sure everything's good to go for our fast main track. And I saw them working on the turf course as well this morning, trying to get that turf course ready for tomorrow, our big Ben's Cat Day. We have 6 stake races on the main track, but then some nice undercard races on the turf. So hopefully we'll get lucky with the weather and be on the turf tomorrow. The sun's coming out now. We have a couple carryovers for you today, starting in the opener with that super high 5. That's a little shy of 2,000. Then the Rainbow Pick 6 starting in race 4. That's a little over 1,900 as we get you ready for the big weekend here. Ben's Cat Day tomorrow. Hope you can be here with us, where we'll have the burial celebration or memorial service for him at 10:30 right here by the paddock. And then first race post time, 12 noon tomorrow.
You got it. Looking forward to it. Should be a very good day. I mean, a horse that, there's a lot of words that could be used to describe him, but I mean, he was a crafty old vet, tough guy, gone too soon, and he deserves this day, no doubt about it.
Yeah, if we have it, let's pop it up there. We're going to give you a free Ben's Cat bobblehead tomorrow to the first 4,000 people that buy a program. You get a Ben's Cat bobblehead. You also get a free Ben's Cat poster, autograph session with the Hall of Famer King Leatherberry, and all of Ben's Cat's jockeys, Julian Pimentel, Trevor McCarthy, Rosemary Homeister Jr., Jeremy Rose, and also Horacio Caramanos will have drink specials for you tomorrow. It's Veterans Day tomorrow as well. So I think we're going to have a huge crowd here tomorrow.
No doubt, no doubt. Looking forward to it. Just bundle up. That's the main thing for tomorrow. Yep.
All right, Dave Robin coming up next. We'll all have today's scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.